forgotten dreams. Seems that all I really was doing was waiting for you. Just like little girls and boys playing with their little toys. Seems like all we really were doing was waiting for love. No need to be alone. No need to be alone. It's real love. It's real. Yes, it's real love. It's real. From this moment on, I know exactly where my life will go. Seems that all I really was doing was waiting for love.
I'm so happy that I found this place. It's right behind my dormitory. I was just looking for a place where I could talk in front of the camera without bothering anyone, and well, this looks like a very good solution. I don't know if you can hear the birds singing. It's very beautiful. So I did some videos in my channel so far about my experience as a foreigner who just comes to South Korea for the first time and experiences some typical cultural things such as food or traditions or visiting some places. And well, I am currently living in South Korea because I am an exchange student, a university exchange student. The university's name is Chung-Ang, and I'm going to stay here for at least 1 year. The purpose of my channel is to show how is the life of an exchange student, and in particularly my experience, because I am from Italy. I am Italian. I live in nearby Venice, and right after I graduated from high school, I went to a university in the United States, in Utah. And after 1 year, 1 and a half, no, actually almost, 1 year and a half that I studied in the university in America, I decided to go to South Korea. Why did I decide? When I was in the university in the United States, I had the chance of being close to many Korean people, and therefore to get in touch with Korean culture a lot. And by being in touch with Korean culture, I could realize I like it. I like it a lot. I just enjoyed staying with my Korean friends and experiencing some Korean culture with them. And that's how I decided to then move to South Korea and experience South Korean directly by living in the country. And in the previous videos I showed a little bit of how cool is South Korea, and the first days you come here, like trying this food, visiting this place, how beautiful is seeing new places. But the purpose of my channel is mostly to show how is the process of a person who's studying as an exchange student. By being more precise, I want to show how long does it take to make some new friends in a completely new environment and in a completely new culture and country? Because that's my first time in South Korea, it's my first time in Asia, and I came here alone. I have no friends that came with me from my university. And the purpose of my channel is to show how long does it take to make a group of friends in a situation like this, where you have no friends and you find yourself in a completely different culture and new country. Also, I want to show how long does it take to learn a completely new language from zero. Because when I came here, I had no knowledge about Korean, and I'm learning it. I'm taking some classes about Korean, and I'm studying it on my own, and I want to show how long does it take to learn a new language from zero. I'm making this video because now it's been more or less a month that I've been here, a little bit more, and I feel like this is the time to set the first step. 1 month. Okay, regarding the language, I could learn definitely something in this month. I learned how to write and read with a Korean alphabet, which is very useful, because when you're taking the metro, when you're taking the subway, you need to know where you're going and how to read, which is the way that brings you in that place. And also it's very useful for, you know, when you go to the restaurants and you read a menu and you need to know what are you ordering, because not many times the translations are the same things. I mean, one dish has one specific name, and you cannot translate it because that's the name of the dish, and you need to know if you want to order that dish. But that's just an example. I mean, learning how to read and write is it's been very useful, but that was also very easy as well. I feel the Korean alphabet, from what I learned, it's on purpose being very easy to remember, to memorize, so that many people could learn it back on that time. In this month, I could learn some common words. I mean, basic words like thank you, hello, goodbye, see ya, good night, and these kind of things, and also words that people use pretty often, you know, like common sentences or common words, but still I cannot hold a conversation at all. I cannot understand a conversation at all. Maybe I can catch some words and I can guess a sentence out of 50. So, but that's not a surprise. I mean, it's been just 1 month. About friends. So I could make some friends since I arrived here, and I'm talking about friends from the country, because that is the purpose I want to show. I want to focus on getting in touch with people from the country and from the culture. I could make some Korean friends since I arrived here in this month. And these Korean friends are mostly part of a group of people, of Korean people, who offered to manage international students that are coming from abroad. Basically, these Korean people are normal Korean students who are part of a group that take care of international students, international exchange students. So their duty is to organize some events for international students, or take out for dinner. It happened once, no, twice it happened in this month. I took the opportunity for then getting even personally in touch with those people. Well, it is an opportunity to have someone who takes care of you, and I try to be a friend of them as well. But I think this is a unique opportunity that we international people had to be friends with Korean people. I mean, this service that they're offering is very useful even for knowing some people, for getting close to someone, because they want to. They are the first one who wanted to be close to and help international students. But if I need to consider making friends with some Korean people without the help of anyone, I think in this month I couldn't say I have made some close friends to spend the days with. The moments when you can have the chance of knowing someone and meeting someone are mostly during class, and maybe while having a meal, not really, because mostly if you're having a meal, if everyone is having a meal, they are just relaxing between the classes, so you're not really looking to know someone new while you're having a break time between your classes. The next time I would say in the bar, during the weekend, if you go to a bar, it might happen that you meet someone, and I've done it even just alone, I was during a weekend very bored, I didn't know anybody, and I just walked inside a bar, just sat down and had a beer, and it might happen that someone just starts talking to you, especially people who are happy to be in the weekend. But it didn't happen that other than some chatting in a bar, it grew, the friendship grew into something more. The moment I could meet some Korean people and then try to get close to was mostly in the classroom. But most of the classes that I'm taking are for exchange students classes. So classes about Korean language or classes about Korean culture, and they are in English, these classes. So in these classes there are no Koreans at all. I mean, why would a Korean take a elementary Korean language class where they teach you the alphabet, so it makes sense. But I'm also taking some classes of a filmmaking major, and these classes are not for exchange students, and fortunately these classes are full of students from Korea, and this gives me a big chance for meeting some new people. And one time, it was on Friday or Saturday, I don't remember, but it was on the weekend, and I just went having a meal by myself around outside of the campus, around Huksok station. And actually I just went there for having a meal and also for hoping to find someone that wanted to chat, hang out, and do something. And well, after I had the meal, I just started walking back home. No, actually I stopped to a cafe and I edited some video on my computer, and then I was just on the way home, and then I found a group of Korean students who were classmates of my art class, and they were very friendly. They're greeting a lot. Hey, hi Guli, hey Guli, very kind. And they asked me if this was around midnight, and the dormitory has a curfew at 1 a.m. So I was almost on the way to go back home. And then I found them, and they asked me, do you want to join us? Do you want to come with us? They were going to the home of one of the people in the group, and they were going to have some makgeolli and eat some fried chicken on a rooftop of a building. And like when they told me, I was just so happy that someone was asking me to do something. I've been waiting for that moment for such a long time, and then finally someone invited me for doing something, and that was the first time. And I was very happy that these people were willing to bring me with them. And we went to a rooftop, and we had makgeolli, which is rice wine, very good, and fried chicken. And then I went back home around like 9 a.m. and I wasn't even tired because I was so happy that I finally had the chance of spending time with Korean people. That was very important to me. And that happened after 3 weeks. I arrived in South Korea. I was very lucky though. I was very lucky when I met them for the first time though. I mean, they felt comfortable in being friendly with me because we had a funny first time meeting. And I will explain what happened. For having that art class where I met these friends, I had to go to another station because the building for that class, it's outside of the campus. So I had to take the subway and move to that building. And when I arrived there, it was just one building. There is not another campus. It's just one building for Chung-Ang University, and it's only about art and performance. And it's in Hyehwa Station. And when I arrived there, all the students that were there, they were art students. So since everyone is from the same major, people are very friendly between each other in that building. And I think when I arrived, the students thought I was a professor because I could feel that, because when I arrived, everyone was very formal to me. I mean, very formal. They were every time I was seeing someone, they were just turning to me and bowing at me and saying 안녕하십니까? 안녕하십니까? I don't really remember that, but it's a very I know that it's a very formal greeting, and everyone was doing that. And even when some group of people, they were just chatting between each other, just talking to each other, and I was passing through, they would stop talking, everyone look at me, turn at me and bow and say 안녕하십니까. So from that moment I thought, oh, maybe they're thinking I'm a professor. They're being very formal, but probably I'm younger than all of them. So I had that feeling. But then in the moment I stepped inside the classroom, one of the students, like they were all just chatting and doing their stuff, and one of the students, he stood up and said something in Korean very loudly. I guess he was like announcing my entrance, like the professor's entrance. And then everyone just stopped talking and everyone just stood up and everyone was bowing and saying, 안녕하세요. Everyone at the same time, very loudly. And at that moment I stepped. It was my first day of class. I froze and I was... I said, I'm not the professor, I'm just a student. And then 5 seconds of silence, pure silence. We didn't really know what to do at that time, and I just sneakily went sitting down on a desk. And then someone started laughing, someone started saying, "What? You're not a professor?" And so it was very funny. And this allowed to be very friendly with them from the first day, because we shared something funny. And this funny story involved everyone. So it was very thankful, because after this happened, we could feel comfortable in spending some time together. And that's why then they asked me to come and spend the night with them in this rooftop. And so I was very lucky that everything started with a laugh. Yeah. Well, I've been talking a lot. Well, this is pretty much what happened in this month that I've been an exchange student in South Korea. And I will update you as soon as I will have something new to share.